Hey, welcome everyone. It's nice to have you here today, and thank you so much for coming out to our senior exhibition. It's a great opportunity for us to celebrate the work that the students have done over the past 4 years, and we see all the disciplines kind of represented. But now is a moment where we get to learn a little bit about what's behind me and what's beside me. Jamie Morris has been working on a book that she's been illustrating, and I wanted to give her the opportunity. The students don't have to do an artist talk. They can if they want to, and she asked if she could have a few minutes to talk with you and share with you about what it's about. Would you help me give Jamie a warm welcome?
Hi, my name is Jamie, and this is my exhibit. I'm doing a illustrated retelling of the Japanese fairy tale Kachi Kachi Mountain. It's about a gluttonous raccoon dog that tears up an old couple's farm, and they get their revenge on him with the help of a clever rabbit. And I don't have the full story up on the wall, so I wanted to do a live retelling of the entire thing, because I feel like it's something that should go along with the art, that I should be able to tell the story. So yeah, here it goes. Long ago, in the mountains of Japan, there lived an old man and an old woman. They didn't have much except for a farm and their garden, but they were content. But one day, a mischievous tanuki came upon their homestead, and he saw all the good things they had to eat. Radishes, sweet potatoes, pumpkins and pears, apples, rice. And so, every night, he ate until he could not anymore. He switched up the radishes and the carrots, and he threw down the fruit from the trees to watch them splat on the ground. The old man had had enough, and so he set out to trap the tanuki. He found him lounging in a tree, but the tanuki was unconcerned that he had been found. He said, "How do you expect to catch me with your creaking knees and stiff back? People have tried to catch me before, and they have all failed." And so, the farmer, in one smooth motion, swung the axe off his back, swung it around, and hit the tree with a thunk. The tanuki had grown so fat, he rolled off his perch and into the waiting trap basket of the old man. The old man dragged him back to the house and tied him up to the ceiling, where his wife was making dinner, and the tanuki was just the final ingredient she needed to make her dinner. The old man told his wife, "Do not, under any circumstances, let him go." And he left again to clean up the mess the tanuki had made of his garden. Once they were alone, the tanuki started to cry. "Please, I don't want to be soup. I will help you make a different dinner, and I will never bother you again." The old woman was moved to pity, and so she untied him. But then the tanuki sprang up, grabbed a heavy mallet from the kitchen, and whacked her at the knees, sending her crashing to the ground. And he scampered out of the house, laughing at his trick. When the old man returned, he found his wife on the ground in terrible pain, and he burned for some way to get revenge on the tanuki. Just then, a small rabbit hopped into the house. "Why are you crying?" he asked the old man, and he told him what had happened. The rabbit nodded determinedly. "I will help you. But first, I need 3 things. A fire starter, some hot pepper sauce, and a fishing rod." The old man did not know how a small rabbit could help him, but he thanked him and gave him the things he asked for. "Wait," said the rabbit, "and when I am done with that tanuki, you and your wife will not have to worry anymore." The next day, the tanuki found the rabbit in the field gathering grass. "I am gathering grass to make some soft beds for my family, but that is so much that it will take me such a long time to carry it back to my house in the mountains." The tanuki thought of all the delicious food stored up in the rabbit's burrow. "If I can follow him to his house, I can get his food and gobble it all up for myself, he thought. I can help you carry the grass, the Tanuki said. And so the rabbit put the grass on the Tanuki's back and they set up off the mountain, with the rabbit hopping behind him. Halfway there, the rabbit took out the fire starter. Kachi, kachi. What is that noise? Said the Tanuki. Oh, that is just how the mountain sounds, said the rabbit. The Tanuki heard the sound again. Kachi, kachi. What is that smell? Oh, that is just how the mountain smells, said the rabbit. The Tanuki heard the sound a third time. Kachi, kachi. Whew. Whew. He started to pant. It's getting hot. What is this feeling? The rabbit said, oh, that is a fire on your back. Yow! The Tanuki ran all the way back to his burrow to lick his wounds. The next day, the rabbit dressed up as a merchant, put on his best hat and his best coat, and got the hot pepper sauce. He walked in front of the Tanuki's burrow, singing a song about his wares. Curious, the Tanuki hobbled out to the door to investigate, but he did not recognize the rabbit because of his disguise. I am selling burn medicine, said the rabbit. I would give you some, but the lid is stuck. If you can get the lid off, I will give you some for free. The Tanuki imagined the sweet, cooling medicine on his poor back. If I can get the lid off, I can use all the medicine for myself, he thought. I can get the lid off for you, he said. He yanked it out of the rabbit's paws, popped the lid off, and dumped the entire thing on his back. First, it started to sting. Then it started to burn, and it felt like his back was on fire all over again. Yow! He ran down to the creek and splashed in the water to get all the paste off. And the rabbit hopped away to complete his final trick. The next day, the Tanuki walked down to the beach to enjoy the ocean view after his ordeal the previous day, and he saw the rabbit with a fishing rod, a wooden boat, and in the process of making a mud one. But he did not recognize the rabbit because he was covered in mud. I am making some fishing boats to catch some fish for dinner. It would be nice to have some company, said the rabbit. But the Tanuki was not thinking about company. He was only thinking of all the delicious fish. If I can get the fish in my boat, he thought, I can gobble it all up for myself. I can help you go fishing, said the Tanuki. It wouldn't be fair for you to do all the work, so I will take the heavy mud boat and carry the fish in there, and you will take the light wooden one and catch the fish. The rabbit agreed, and they set out and they pushed out from the shore. Over time, the pile of fish grew in the Tanuki's boat, and he did not notice the crack forming at the bottom until suddenly, a crack formed and a leak came out the bottom. Help! He yowled to the rabbit. I don't want to fall into the ocean. The salt water will make my back hurt all over again. Please let me into your boat. But the rabbit would not hear of it. Your wounds will heal, but the old woman you hurt will not. And so the boat cracked in half, and the Tanuki and all his fish splashed into the ocean. Oh, how the Tanuki smarted. When the ocean rolled him back to the shore, he looked up and saw the old man gripping his axe, and the old woman who had her shiny new cane, and the rabbit who had nothing, but Tanuki was afraid of what tricks he might still have up his sleeve. And so he ran off back to his burrow and never bothered them again. Wow.
Anybody have questions that you'd like to ask about the artwork or about the story or about the connection between Jamie and the story?
Where did you first hear it or Was that something you read growing up, or?
No, this is something I found relatively recently. I have an interest in anime, so I wanted to learn more about Japanese culture. I first heard this story on a podcast by Theresa Matsura, where she talks about Japanese culture and like specifically folk tales. And so I heard this from her, found the like original public domain story, and then made it my own. I was so enchanted by your telling of it that I wanted to illustrate it.
So is this pretty close to like how you read it, or did you change some things or rewrite it in your words?
Some things I changed was just like adding more like repetition, I guess. Like in some cases, the rabbit didn't put the burn medicine on the tanuki, or like just like adding some dialogue for the characters to give them more personality. And yeah, I'd say that's the changes I made to it.
So you're gonna have, sorry. You're gonna have a whole book written.
I think I'm going to finish making it just to like show people who want to hire me as an illustrator that like I can finish a project and I know all the steps that need to be done. So yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it.
Is there a particular anime or a couple anime artists who are inspiring for you, or you just generally draw from?
In terms of like cultural inspiration, I've watched like Naruto and Avatar: The Last Airbender, but like in terms of artist inspiration, I really like movies by like Cartoon Saloon. You may have heard of like Wolfwalkers, Song of the Sea, Secret of the Kells, and those have like a lot of like they look like they were made traditionally and have lots of texture and stuff. So that's what's inspired me stylistically.
Nice. I've been meaning to watch Wolfwalker, so I'll have to check it out now.
Oh yeah, another thing that's inspired me was I'm doing a project in my East Asian history class where we choose a cultural practice to do. And I did some research into kamishibai, which is a Japanese method of like street storytelling that was popular around like the Great Depression and World War II. And like these people would have a bunch of like stacked illustrations on cards, but they wouldn't have any words. So they would do like a little like kind of slideshow with the pictures as they were doing like theatrical voices to go along with the story. So yeah, that's what's kind of inspired me to do the like live retelling.
You're really good at it, so.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We're going to move right outside into the foyer area in front of the steps, and Elise is going to share with us about her presentation next. Thank you, Denise.